I remember looking at myself in the mirror one day, in the thick of it, and just saying, this is not you. You know you can do more than this. You know you're better than this. You know there's more in store for you than this. And I have to say, I also credit my mother a great deal, because she had an immense, unwavering belief in me that stuck with me. And so when I looked at myself, I remember this one defining day of my life when I was in a particularly awful place, and I looked in the mirror and I just said, enough is enough. This isn't you. You have to stop this. And I left the city. I was living in Toronto at the time, and as a teenager, and I moved to Calgary. And interestingly enough, it was in that next year that I got my first call center job. So it's interesting how life happens like that and how stuff plays out. But even through those bad years, I think I never stopped knowing that this wasn't permanent. I always believed that this was temporary, and I finally reached a boiling point where I said, you know what, you have to break out. You're just too smart to be messing up your life like this. And so I moved away, because I was only surrounded. I only knew all my friends were just in the wrong kind of friends, and I didn't know a life outside of that. So I moved to Calgary and started fresh, and then eventually came back when my nephew was born. But I think if I was to say, I don't know if the word is resilient, but I think there was a never-ending belief that this was not my path, and then taking the step, which was maybe one of the hardest things I've done, which was just basically leaving everything behind, and the life I knew, and my family who were here, and moving to Calgary, where I knew hardly anybody. I'm sorry, I should say my father was in Calgary, but I hadn't seen him for years, and so he was the only real connection I had in that city. It was a defining moment, and I'm really happy that I did it.